the ancient roots, the god of time and control. To understand this conspiracy theory, you have to go way back. Before the world we know, ancient civilizations looked to the skies with a mix of wonder and fear. They saw power in the planets, and few were as respected as Saturn. To the Romans, he was Saturnus, god of agriculture and time. To the Greeks, he was Kronos, a titan who ruled during a mythic golden age, but was also known for devouring his own children to stop them from overthrowing him. It's a brutal metaphor for time itself, which creates and destroys in an endless cycle. Saturn has always been associated with limits. As the most distant planet visible to the naked eye, it represented the boundary of the known world. Its energy is one of structure, discipline, and authority. He is the keeper of time and the master of the material world. Think about it. Control over time, wealth, and reality itself. It's not hard to see why a deity with these attributes would appeal to those who seek power, which is a central pillar of this theory. A hidden tradition has supposedly viewed Saturn not as just a planet, but as an intelligence to be harnessed. Some esoteric beliefs even frame Saturn as a type of warden, the architect of our physical reality, a material prison for the soul. The names and rituals have changed, but proponents of the theory believe the entity remains the same. They argue that the worship of Saturn never stopped, it just went underground, hiding behind new symbols and institutions. The hidden symbol, the Black Cube revealed. Every good conspiracy needs a symbol, and for the Saturn theory, it's the Black Cube. Why a cube? In some esoteric traditions, the cube represents the earth and the material world, a prison of form. It's seen as a perfect representation of Saturn's ordering energy. The connection, theorists argue, becomes undeniable when you look at the planet itself. NASA's probes, like Voyager 1 and Cassini, have confirmed a massive, persistent hexagonal storm at Saturn's North Pole. This six-sided jet stream is colossal, with sides longer than Earth's diameter. This is where theorists make a symbolic leap. What do you get when you unfold a 3D cube, a 2D shape that resembles a hexagon? They claim this storm isn't just weather, it's a sigil, a geometric signature broadcast across the solar system, providing the blueprint for the Black Cube. Once you know what to look for, believers say you'll start seeing the cube everywhere, hidden in plain sight. They often point to some of the world's most sacred objects. They highlight the Kaaba in Mecca, the cube-shaped building that millions of Muslims circle during the Hajj. While Islamic tradition holds that the Kaaba was built by Ibrahim, and rededicated to monotheism by the Prophet Muhammad, theorists claim its form and the circling ritual echoes Saturn and its rings. They also point to tefillin, the small black leather boxes containing scripture that observant Jewish men bind to their head and arm during prayer. In Judaism, this is a literal fulfillment of a biblical commandment to remember the Exodus from Egypt and to bind God's law as a sign on the hand and between the eyes. However, conspiracy researchers see it as another manifestation of the cube, binding Saturn's energy to the mind and body. Mainstream religious scholars reject these interpretations as baseless, attributing the symbolism to their own well-documented traditions. But for followers of this theory, they are echoes of a single, ancient cult. The modern conspiracy, the elites and their mark. So how could an ancient cult still operate today? The theory alleges it works through the world's elites, in finance, government, and tech. They are the supposed modern priests of Saturn, who have placed his symbol everywhere to reinforce their control. Take a walk through major cities. In Manhattan's Astor Place, you'll find Alamo, a massive black cube sculpture that has been there since 1967. Similar black cube sculptures stand in other cities worldwide. To the public, they're modern art. The Alamo sculpture, for instance, was created by artist Tony Rosenthal as part of a temporary public art program and was kept due to popular demand. But proponents of the theory ask, are they just art, or are they ritual anchors in centers of power, channeling Saturn's energy? This interpretation extends to the corporate world. Countless company logos use cubes and hexagons to convey stability and structure. Is it just a design trend, or are these companies, knowingly or not, branding themselves with the sigil of an ancient god? Even the systems that govern our lives are pulled into the narrative. Theorists claim that the black robes worn by judges are a direct link to Saturnian symbolism. However, the tradition of plain black robes in the US was established around 1801 by Chief Justice John Marshall to move away from the more colourful English regalia and to symbolise simplicity and institutional authority. The mortarboard cap worn at graduation, a black square, is also cited. Its origins, however, trace back to the birrettas worn by medieval Roman Catholic clerics, which later evolved into the familiar academic cap. While history provides distinct origins for these traditions, believers in the conspiracy see a pattern too clear to ignore. The proof montage. It's everywhere you look. Once your eyes are open to the theory, the alleged symbols become hard to unsee, creating a web of supposed subconscious influence. In pop culture, artists and filmmakers are often accused of weaving Saturnian symbolism into their work. The monolith in Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey is a frequently cited example, a black geometric slab that manipulates human evolution. Is it a coincidence or a revelation about hidden forces? The rabbit hole goes deeper. Take CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Conspiracy circles have long claimed that its true purpose isn't just particle physics, but opening portals to other dimensions, with some specifically naming Saturn as the destination. In 2016, a video showing a mock human sacrifice on CERN grounds went viral. CERN quickly dismissed it as a spoof and a work of fiction, filmed without permission by visiting scientists who let their humor go too far. For believers, however, the incident wasn't just a prank, it was a Freudian slip, revealing a darker purpose. From the Canaanite god El, which some theorists controversially link to the word elite, to black sun symbolism, the threads of the theory all seem to lead back to one dark center, Saturn, the black cube, the system of control. It's worth noting that mainstream linguistics shows the word elite comes from the Latin eligere, meaning to choose, and has no connection to the ancient Semitic deity El. El was the name of the supreme god in the Canaanite pantheon, the father of other gods like Baal. We are only scratching the surface of this theory. The alleged connections run deeper, and the implications, if they were true, would be shocking. If you want to continue this journey and explore the next layer of this hidden reality, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. What we reveal next might just change how you see the world forever. The call to awaken. So, what does it all mean? Are the world's elite really in a cult worshipping an ancient god? Or is this just a grand conspiracy theory, a modern myth born from a fear of hidden powers and a desire to find patterns in the chaos? The evidence, as presented by its proponents, is a web of symbolic interpretations and modern-day coincidences, connecting ancient mythology to our hyper-modern world. For critics, these are just disconnected dots forced into a pattern. But the power of this idea isn't in whether it's provable, it lies in the questions it makes us ask. Why do these symbols of control, limitation, and authority appear so frequently throughout human history? Why does the cube, a symbol of containment, show up in our centers of finance, religion, and knowledge? This investigation doesn't offer a final answer. Instead, it offers a new lens for looking at the world. It's a call to question the symbols that surround you, the institutions that govern you, and the reality you've been presented with. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The real question isn't whether the elites worship the cube. The real question is, now that you've been exposed to the theory, can you ever see the world the same way again?